Hi, I'm John Abbott, the producer and editor of A Nostalgic Oral History of Chalfont. Episode number 6 is about the Chalfont School, and you will be taken back in time to what it was like going to school in the 1940s. So there were four rooms in the school
Mm-hmm. 4 rooms.
in the 40s,
Uh-huh.
and 3 had classes.
Uh-huh.
So
And then the 7th and 8th had a room, right?
Yeah, well, they were in the third room. There was one room that was basically empty, but as I said, at the last period of before lunch, the 6th grade would go over to that empty room, and Mr. Landis, who was the principal, would teach them math. And it was great and then they would have a study period there. So it was great because when I was in 6th grade, instead of doing the assignment, I'd take the assignment home and I'd sit and listen to him teaching algebra to the 7th graders. So when I got to 7th grade, I knew algebra was real easy. But what do you remember about your first day at school?
Most of us cried. The first thing we did, though, the first day when we went to school in the morning, we said the Lord's Prayer, and then the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we were allowed to sing a patriotic song, and everybody liked the Air Force song because you could say a hell of a lot or something like that. The kids like to say that. And
Up
then,
with a hell of a roar.
hell of a roar.
Yeah.
And then she took roll, and then we gave up our milk money. I think we paid 3 cents for a little bottle of milk.
3 cents for a pint,
Yeah.
or half pint, I
We
should
got
say.
vanilla or white chocolate and strawberry. And then during the war, then they would take our stamp money, We would buy stamps, savings stamps for bonds. And then,
did you have air raid drills that you left
Air raid?
school?
oh yeah, yeah. I lived too far away to go home. We all had to go home when the air raid came by. And I went to Dolores Swartley's house. The kids that lived far away were designated to go to a different house.
Yes.
And her mother put us under the dining room table.
Oh,
For how long?
So the air raid,
so the all clear siren went.
Did they actually set a siren off?
yep,
Yeah,
What was that, the fire siren, or
yes.
yeah.
So,
any memories of the basement of the school?
yes. After school, I think it was one day a week, but anyhow, they had a Boy Scout troop that we met down there, and there was not much else down there. There was a furnace.
Yeah, but it had a lot of activity.
No, we didn't go down there very much, unless, there was something like that the Boy Scouts met down there.
There was a totem pole down there, remember?
Now I don't remember that.
And then on rainy days, we went down there and played red light, green light,
Yeah, instead of going
go
out.
outside.
Yeah, for
And Mr. Landis paddled a couple kids down there in the boiler room when they misbehaved.
In front of everybody?
Pardon me?
In front of everybody?
What'd he say?
in front. In
No,
other words,
no.
he went. That's why he went
No,
in
he
the
just
boiler
took one
room, so
child
nobody.
to the
He didn't
boiler
have any
room, the boiler room.
witnesses.
And they were allowed to spank them then.
Yeah, back in the, there were 5 of us in first grade, and I was the last one in, and there were 5 rows across the room. So she put first grade in the first seat of each one of the rows, and I was seated at the window. And Bobby was right at the door, and he had the worst case of course we didn't know it at that day, ADHD. He couldn't sit still. So he was, our class hadn't started very long, and he was headed out the door. Miss Hellier went over, grabbed him, dragged him back in, and she said, okay, I'm going to change the seating. So Bobby moved over by the window, and I moved into his seat by the door. And about a half hour later, Bobby was turning around, talking to the person, whoever was seated in back of him, and Miss Hellier, whose disposition matched her last name. I mean, she had a temper. She went over and grabbed him by the seat of the pants, pulled him up over the desk, and wailed the bottom out of him, wailed his bottom, and the sun was coming in the window, and I could see the dust floating up from his knickers that we were wearing. And man, I'll tell you, I was the best kid in that class.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys have snow days, or
No,
No.
we didn't have snow days.
so how'd you get to school in the
We
snow?
either walked or stayed home, you know.
Yeah. Well, do you remember the year? I wasn't too old. Maybe you weren't even. But we had this terrific snowstorm in April, early April, and the drifts up against the school, you know, they were all the way up. The windows were like up to the second floor. You could walk up on the drifts and look in the windows to the.
I remember that. That must have been before.
Yeah, it was, and the backstop for the baseball field, it was up to the top of that. It was sticking out of the snow about that much. It was really a bad storm. And the day after that, I walked to school, and there was only about 6 or 7 of us in the whole school that made it. And Mr. Landis brought us all together in one room, and he kept us busy until noontime, and then sent us home. But,
I remember my dad carried me piggyback to school.
Because the snow was so deep?
That was so high, yeah. And then when we did walk, we were always soaked when we got to school. And then we had to put all our stuff on the radiators. Boy, did that smell.
Yeah.
You know, all that old wet wood, wool.
Well, my mother used to give me a second pair of socks, pack it in, you know, with my lunch and school bag. And I had to change, she insisted I change socks when I got to school.
Talk about the safety patrols. Did they walk you to school from Wilson
No.
and Hillside?
No, I had to go downtown. And I went down to, by the hotel, that was the end.
And then what happened?
And then they would take us to school and then bring us back. And then we got older, we all became, you know, a safety. I had a turn.
So safety patrol, that was a big deal?
It was.
Oh,
They took it seriously?
Yeah, you really wanted to get on the safety patrol
Yeah.
because first grade, I'm pretty sure, I don't know whether it was first and second, but I know it was first grade. They always were dismissed at least a half hour before the end of the morning or the end of the school. So 2 safety patrol people would be selected to get out of class and walk them down, one in front and one in back, till they were all on their way. But as you say, we didn't go past the intersection at 152.
We all
and
walked
the
in the line.
202. Yeah.
There was a man that lived on 202, I forget his name, we used to call him Crabapple. He used to have a cane. We'd shake it at the kids because we'd be hollering at him. Oh, he was nasty.
Okay.
Was there a maypole in the spring?
Yep.
What was that all about?
I don't remember too much, but they had a maypole. Remember?
Yeah. And we had a maypole queen.
Right.
Yeah, I don't remember too much about the queens, except one year I do remember it was Marion Wolfinger was the queen. And one year, the maypole, we did dances, and they had streamers from the maypole down, and each class did a different dance, and we would like weave in and out as we danced around it, and then that would make a pattern on the pole. In other words, the streamers were different colors, and you made a pattern as it came down the pole.
That was fun?
Well, I guess at that age I thought it was fun. Right now, if I had to do it, I'd think it was silly, but
We just
oh,
got home at noontime and get our costumes and come back. And I got first prize one year. I got 25 cents. I was
Oh.
so excited.
well, you were lucky. Well, I don't know whether it was first prize or not, but I had a hobo costume, and it was very close to my face, and it was covering over the eyes, and then I had strings, and I could make the eyeballs go up and
Oh,
down.
that's cool.
So I won a prize because they couldn't guess who I was, couldn't see anything.
My mother
But
made
I got a cowbell. I didn't get
I
25.
got
I got
25 cents. My mother made me a little Bo Peep outfit out of crepe apron. It was good. So I came home, I was so excited. 25 cents was a lot of money then, you know.
You have any stories about the flagpole or mischief night?
Oh, yeah, there's always girdles up. or bras or something. Whatever's on people's wash lines was decorated around the town. If you left your sheets out, they were between trees, remember?
Oh, yeah, I know. You never knew what was
You couldn't
going
wait to go to school and see what was up the flagpole.
Mischief night was a fun night in town.
It was.
Yeah, there were soaping windows and
Won't the parents get mad if they
No, nobody
soaped
got
your
mad.
car?
We soap cars.
yeah.
Well, I think your brother and my cousin Joe Clark, they got into more mischief.
Well, I don't know that my brother ever got into a lot of mischief, but I do know
I
they
heard stories.
Oh, okay. Well, Joe Clark and my brother were very close.
Yes.
Very close.
What kind of stories did you hear?
Oh, stuff they did. They would move stuff, move dog houses and do stuff that, you know.
Oh, they would knock outhouses over once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's not school. We're supposed to be talking about school here.
Was it cold in the school?
Sometimes. Yeah, we had a janitor that took care of the Boilermaker or whatever it was they had. I guess it was cold at the
Yeah.
time. And
But we had a ventilator at the window that you know, it didn't heat or anything, but if the room got,
We had to clean the bathrooms, the kids. The girls took turns cleaning the girls, and the boys, the boys, till my mother found out. And I didn't do it again.
Was there one bathroom for the whole school?
2. One for girls and one for boys.
yeah. But we also, not only that, we had,
Clean the racers.
yeah, you went outside and you were supposed to do them this way, but we would do them this way on the wall,
Right.
and the wall would get all colored, and yeah, and we had to do the blackboards,
Blackboards, we had.
and
Yeah.
somebody had to take the trash out.
Yep.
Yeah, that was fun. You like to take the trash. You got a chance to get
Anything
outside
to
to
get
the
out of
burner.
class.
Well, you didn't have a janitor to do that?
Pardon me?
You didn't have a janitor to do that? To take the trash
No,
out?
I don't think he did too much, except take care of the heating system. Do you?
I really don't remember a janitor at all.
He was a little
I don't
man.
know whether the teachers or whatever, mopped up the floors or, I'm sure they dry mopped them because they were wood.
Yeah.
And
We didn't use ink too often. Once in a while, we were allowed to have ink, and they had a pen and dipped it in. They were monkeys to try to write with.
Yeah,
They were
and-
tough.
and-
And then
Go
all
ahead.
girls wore sashes, on their dresses. And they used to come loose because we'd be playing outside and all. And it was the best thing. The boys loved to tie them to your chair. And you didn't feel it. The next thing you know, you got up, or you didn't get up, or the chair went with you and came back. And everybody laughed, and the teacher got mad. That kind of silly stuff. And then everything smelled like Lysol.
yeah, Lysol was the thing.
Was there a school bell
Yeah, there was.
on a rope?
Yes.
It
No.
No, I don't think it was a belt or on a rope, was it?
was
no,
a handbell?
No, it was,
No, I think they pushed.
they
button.
pushed a button, yeah,
That was a
to
little
like,
more modern.
at the end of recess or the end of lunch, or in the morning, we
Right.
couldn't go in until then. Do you remember, I just thought of it, do you remember Herman Hellberg's dog?
Yep, we used
Wolf?
to come to school with them every day
Yeah,
and wait.
yeah, and wait until and then when Herman, well, it was a stray, and it came to school and played with us, and then Herman took it home and they kept it, so it would come with him every day to school and go back with him. Well, when he graduated, next year he went to Doylestown. The dog would walk down to they would get the bus at the train station. So the dog would walk with him down to the train station, see him get on the bus, then it would come up and lay at the school until we came out at recess, and it would play with us. And then at 4 o'clock, the bus from Doylestown came, and he would walk all the way down to the corner at Weimer's store, is where the bus stopped at 202 and 152, and meet Herman, and then they'd go home together. And that happened till Herman, I don't know whether the dog died first or Herman graduated, but that was the end of
His name was Wolf.
Wolf, yeah.
In recess, we went outside, and the boys played boys sports, and the girls jumped rope and played hopscotch, double dutch, and stuff. We had a girls' baseball team. I was third base. I remember that.
Where was the baseball diamond? Behind the school?
Yeah, it was. We played on the girls played on the side of the school. Yeah. We all took our lunch.
Did you play other teams or?
I think they did later. I think they played at Edison, didn't they? Or
I know football and baseball, we did play a couple of other teams. The teams that I don't know how many schools New Britain Township had, but we played a school from New Britain Township in football and baseball, but not many. I mean, it was only 2 or 3 times. The what?
Knee-High, the dog, the Literary Society of Chalfont.
No, I
This
don't
dog.
remember that.
I used to come to school.
To encourage us to go to the, there was a library under the bank.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, to
Well, he
use
was
that.
knee-high. It was neat. I
Okay.
remember the little terrier dog. And they had a dental van come too. The kids that couldn't go to the dentist, you know,
So that was free?
And somehow or the other they had a district manager or superintendent or something, and he was sort of like over the whole district, New Britain Township, Chalfont, Doylestown Township, and he would come occasionally and either bring some sort of an educational event to our school, or he would take a class and go to another school and share the event with that. I remember he took us out to that little one-room schoolhouse in New Britain Township that's out on Ferry Road, and we went out there one time.
that one.
But we had the ability to order for 3 cents a day. We could get a half pint of milk. The milk truck would come sometime in the morning and drop the milk off in the basement of the school. And at lunchtime, you could go down and get of whatever you ordered. You had a chance to order vanilla or chocolate milk, and or not vanilla milk, plain. And so, but most of the kids were ordering the chocolate milk. And then one day, I think it was the seal test company that had a person come in and talk about milk and the benefits of milk and ice cream and the dairy products. And she emphasized the fact that the plain milk was much, much better for you than the chocolate milk, because the chocolate really wasn't chocolate milk, it was a chocolate drink. So everybody switched their orders from chocolate to vanilla, and the next day the poor milkman didn't have enough plain milk on his truck to make a delivery that would satisfy everybody. Well, an operetta today is basically a musical. It is both recitative parts and singing parts, and we always put one on at the end of the year. And at Christmas time we had a Christmas play.
Well, you stayed home, and hopefully you were under a doctor's care, and there was a sign posted on your home's front door saying quarantine, and then mumps, measles, whooping cough, whatever you had.
First day of school, we went on a picnic to Forest Park. That was fun, you know.
For the whole day then?
Yep, the whole day.
Yeah, we didn't have classes.
We got out at Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
The girls would go around town and ask everybody if they could have a few flowers. So then we had, they could look like funeral baskets on either end of the stage. And the people were very nice. They always gave, it was peony time, so we had a lot of peonies, remember?
Yes, I do. Yep.
Did you think that Chalfont School was a friendly place, a safe place, or
Oh, yeah.
did you dread going to school every day?
No, it was a great place. The whole town was great. Yeah, we grew up the best of times, I think.
We grew up in good times,
Yes,
and
we
we
did.
never never heard anything about school shootings like we have today. And our society has, you know, everybody, if you had a feeling like everybody was your neighbor, was your home. In other words, if you had a problem, you could just go up and knock on.
I mean, we'd walk in and out people's houses, you know.
Yeah, they never locked the
But never
doors.
locked the doors, and the kids just walked in and out and says, "Is the Lord's here? Is Bill there?"
Yeah,
You know.
everybody, you were at home wherever you went.
The bookcase came out of a second grade classroom at Chalfont Elementary. It was in Mrs. Betty Dietrich's class, and it's unknown how long it was there. Probably pretty close to original furniture of the school, and they were going to toss it away when they closed the school. And I asked if I had, had an opportunity to take the bookcases, and they said sure. And so that's why they are residing in my house now.